Green energy. Nigeria partners Germany for $130 billion global hydrogen project.
Before the end of the year, we will have full focus, direction, and if possibly, we will start production of green hydrogen in Nigeria.
More ministers present scorecard as Tinubu administration give account of performances.
As power improved, yes, it is no longer where we were in February.
Kano government barks and bites, issues reinstatement letter to Emir Sanusi. Hello and welcome to NTA Network News. I am Lami Ali. We shall, in the course of the bulletin, join Lagos, and Benny Adams is here with me in the studio for the update on business. Remember, you can follow this news broadcast live on nta.ng/live and on other social media handles of the NTA displayed on your screen. Now, Nigeria is to tap from the $130 billion global hydrogen market by partnering with the Republic of Germany in the development of its green energy sector. Vice President Kashim Shettima said this when he received on a courtesy visit a German delegation led by Till Mansmann, a member of German Parliament and Hydrogen Commissioner, Federal Ministry of Education and Research. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila has the details.
The partnership idea is in the advancement of the country's hydrogen market in line with its renewable energy objectives and the global energy transition plan from fossil to green sources. Underscoring the importance of strong partnership between Nigeria and Germany, the Vice President said Nigeria cannot run away from the fact of resorting to green energy for a sustainable world and an inclusive economic growth. On the potentials in hydrogen development, Vice President Kashim Shettima expressed optimism that if Nigeria gets it right, the entire African continent will equally get it right. He commended Germany for the sacrifice and empathy the country has shown towards other countries in different areas, especially human capital development, that has made the country a global leader across diverse fields, including technology. Head of the German delegation said collaboration with Nigeria and institutions like the University of Nigeria Nsukka is crucial for achieving the goals outlined in Germany's national hydrogen strategy.
Before the end of the year, we will have full focus, direction, and if possibly, we will start production of green hydrogen in Nigeria. So their visit is most welcomed. Their visit is inspiring because they came to assess where we are, and they have been putting money in researches on green hydrogen in Nigeria.
The hydrogen strategy for our country, and we addressed there that we need to import also energy in form of molecules, that means green hydrogen, from outside Germany. And so we are looking for potential partners to transform the world towards climate neutrality. Germany wants to be climate neutral by 2045.
Acknowledging Nigeria's significant potential in the field of green energy, particularly hydrogen production, the delegation said about 30 countries in Africa have the potential for green energy, especially hydrogen, and Nigeria is one of the most powerful countries in the field. From the State House, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu has canvassed for more student exchange programs between Nigeria and the United Kingdom to boost education and skill set in the country. This was when he received a delegation from the Lincoln University, United Kingdom, led by the Senior Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University, Simon Parks, at the National Assembly complex. Carlos said the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu administration envisions qualitative education for Nigerians. Hence, educational exchanges would be a policy booster.
We need to, foster digital learning and technical education in Nigerian education systems. So you find that most people are going for certificates, but the technical aspect of it is not really there. And to drive this economy, we need to produce more. And to produce more, we need more technically trained trained, skilled certificate holders.
We're very much interested in partnerships, not in pretending that we know everything, because we don't, but we do have some academic rigour to bring, and we would hope to share that with partners locally.
The delegation was in the National Assembly to seek partnership with the House of Representatives on improving agriculture and security in Nigeria. Tremendous successes have been recorded in the 1 year of President Bola Tinubu's government in the areas of access to justice and combating crimes in the country. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi Ezeyin and Minister of Police Affairs Ibrahim Gaidam enumerated this as the ministerial press briefing to mark President Tinubu's 1 year in office. Austin Anyabe reports.
Giving an overview of what has been achieved in the justice sector 1 year of President Tinubu in office, Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, said tremendous successes have been recorded in areas of criminal prosecution as the Ministry of Justice has developed a legal framework with relevant agencies to enhance process of prosecution.
The ministry has vetted and reviewed 485 contracts and PPP projects to ensure value for money, eliminate corruption, and ensure adequate protection of federal government investments.
The federal government, he said, has facilitated international cooperation on terrorism financing and prosecution, as well as the extradition of offenders. Minister of Police Affairs Ibrahim Gaidam, giving an account of what has been achieved, said they have been able to establish the National Criminal Data Fusion Center for the Nigerian Police, which serves as a platform for collaboration among various law enforcement agencies to consolidate criminal data, conduct analysis, and share key intelligence products to bolster internal security operations.
Police have bolstered the deployment of specialized units with expertise in counter-terrorism, hostage rescue, and intelligence analysis. These tactical squads have proven effective in addressing the complex challenges posed by criminal activities in the Federal Capital Territory.
Another feat achieved is the launch of the Special Intervention Squad to address the increasing cases of violent crimes in some parts of the country, with significant investments also made in surveillance systems. In Abuja, Austin Anyebe, NTA News.
And federal government continues to give scorecard of the current administration in the last 1 year. Joshua Ojito reports that ministers of power, housing and urban development, as well as that of health, took their turn in the ongoing ministerial press briefing to commemorate 1 year anniversary of the Tinubu administration.
The present administration is 1 year in office, driving its 8 priority areas of development aimed at improving the economy and empowering Nigerians. With various projects rolled out in short and long term, the drivers of the project seem not to be deterred in beaming light on the development roadmap. The Power Minister identifies signing into law of Electricity Act 2023 by President Bola Tinubu as one of the achievements in the sector, as interventions in generation, transmission and distribution arms of the value chain are yielding results for improved power supply.
We have laid a solid foundation, from legislation to policy to liquidity to infrastructure to generation to transmission, distribution. As power improved, yes, it is no longer where we were in February. And I'm happy. It might be baby step today. It will soon become giant steps. We will not relent until we have a resilient and efficient electricity sector that meets the needs of all Nigerians.
For the housing sector, the current administration says the flag off of the renewed hope estates to deliver 100,000 houses across the country, among other initiatives, are steps taken so far by the government to bridge housing deficits.
We are committed to implementing all these reforms and initiatives to change the landscape of housing sector for good and deliver the renewed hope agenda for housing and urban development nationwide. We are collaborating with the Minister of Finance, who is coordinating Minister of Economy, to ensure that all financial institutions in government were identified, including the housing institutions, and so as to bring in economic growth, job creation.
To achieving a healthier society with productive population, government says significant accomplishment through expansion of healthcare infrastructure, access to essential medicines, and implementation of robust public health campaigns to combat prevalent diseases have been achieved.
Thanks to NCDC and Primary Healthcare Development Agency, who mobilized to ensure that we have good surveillance system to prevent diseases from breaking out. And Mr. President also, I think, was very gracious in approving additional resources for NCDC to have contingent financing available. And we signed an MOU with NSIA with resources available in our 2024 budget to expand cancer infrastructure and equipment in 6 federal teaching hospitals.
We will continue on Monday.
The ministerial briefing continues. Joshua Ojitu, NTA News.
From Kano comes the report that Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has restored Muhammad Sanusi II as the 16th Emir of Kano, a day after reinstating him to his esteemed position following his dethronement in March 2020. This development comes in the wake of the State Assembly's decision to repeal the 5 Emirates law. Elizabeth Zila reports that the Emir was formally issued with the reinstatement letter at the Kano Government House. That reports will...
Most influential traditional institutions in Nigeria has once again opened a new chapter in the rich tapestry of the Kano Emirate's history with the return of the once dethroned Emir. Amidst a gathering of esteemed dignitaries, a grand ceremony was held to mark the reinstallment of Muhammad Sanusi II. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf emphasized the importance of honoring tradition and preserving the cultural heritage that defines Kano.
I, Governor Abba Yusuf of Kano State, have the singular pleasure to confirm the appointment of Sanusi as the Emir of Kano and the head of Kano Emirate.
The atmosphere was charged with anticipation and reverence as the Emir was presented with an official letter of reinstatement, formally acknowledging his ascension as the 16th Emir of Kano. A poignant moment unfolded as district heads took turns to pay homage to the newly reinstated Emir. This gesture symbolized a unified pledge of allegiance, reaffirming their unwavering support for the Emirates' leadership. As the Emir embarks on this new chapter of leadership, Kano looks towards a future characterized by prosperity, unity, and reverence for its rich cultural heritage. In Kano, Elizabeth Villa, NTA News.
Now, the Federal High Court sitting in Kano has restrained all parties before it to maintain status quo ante before the enactment of Kano State Emirate Council repeal law on the rightful occupants of the throne of Emir of Kano. Justice Abdullahi Muhammad Liman gave the order in an interim injunction on the fundamental rights suit filed by Sarkin Dawaki Babba Aminu Babba Dan Agundi. The ex parte order is in respect to the Kano State Emirate Council repeal law, which was passed by the Kano State House of Assembly and assented to by Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf. The interim order restrained the Inspector General of Police and other security agencies from carrying out the provisions of the new law on Kano Emirate Council, pending the determination of the substantive suit. The Kano State Government, the House of Assembly, and the Speaker of the House are part of the defendants in the matter. The matter has been adjourned to June 3rd, 2024 for commencement of hearing. You stay with the Network News. We're taking a short break. President Bola Tinubu has called for a more effective local government system that fosters community development and delivers the essentials of governance within a strengthened federal structure. Speaking when he received a delegation of the Yoruba leaders of thought at the State House on Friday, President Tinubu emphasized that governance must be transformative and must address the critical needs of citizens. He said the past 12 months have been fulfilling for his administration despite challenges that have been addressed frontally. The president assured Nigerians that his administration will ensure they get value for every kobo spent and that his government will leave a lasting legacy of prosperity to future generations while removing the yoke of poor governance and expanding access to qualitative public goods. President Tinubu also called for the deepening of governance and the reinforcement of leadership across all levels of government and institutions, adding that his administration is committed to encouraging fiscal federalism and strengthening the system to enhance inclusion and equity for all Nigerians. While thanking the delegation of eminent Nigerians, President Tinubu urged continued support for and faith in Nigeria, assuring them that his government would live up to expectations. Responding, the Yoruba leaders of thought commended the president for prioritizing investments in infrastructure across various sectors. The federal government will, in the next 30 days, take a decision on whether or not to suspend the new electricity tariff of 206 naira kilowatts per hour for Band A electricity customers in the country. This follows the petition by the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria to the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, appealing for the suspension of the tariff. Joshua Ojito has the details.
The dust is yet to settle over increase in electricity tariff for Band A customers, with Manufacturers Association of Nigeria appealing for the suspension of the new tariff. In a petition to the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, the association through its council says there was no wide consultation with customers before the increase in tariff, and the continuous implementation of the tariff will lead to closure of some manufacturing industries in the country.
Can we initiate a process where we have deeper conversations as to what we need to do to make progress?
The order that was issued in January, I believe, is not being challenged. No. And in that order, there is a clear provision by the Commission that automatic adjustments on monthly basis reflecting the FX rate and some other macroeconomic indices will continue to take place.
However, the petition was opposed by power generating and distribution companies who argue that the suspension of the tariff will lead to losses in their operations. Vice Chairman, Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, Dr. Musliu Oseni, who chairs the four-man panel, reserves ruling on the matter for the next 30 days. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
The United Bank for Africa, UBA, has reported another successful year, generating gross revenue of 2.08 trillion naira and profit after tax of 607.69 billion naira. This was during the presentation of the annual report and fiscal statement for 2023 at the 62nd Annual General Meeting of the bank. Kano Emirate reports.
UBA is one of the best investments I've ever made in my life. I bought UBA when my salary in Nigerian Army was just 200 naira.
You can see that UBA made the highest profit among all the banks, posting a profit before tax of 757 billion naira.
Shareholders are very, very pleased with them, and there is hope that come next year they are going to give us more better dividend than this year.
Sounds of happiness from shareholders of UBA. With the share dividends of 2.50 naira kobo, they are expressing confidence that their investments are protected. The 62nd Annual General Meeting doubles as the 75th anniversary of the bank, and the chairman, Board of Directors, Tony Elumelu, is happy with how far they have come.
The capitalization is something that UBA would accomplish before the specified stipulated time frame. Reason being that we have shareholders who want to reinvest in the bank. We have customers who want to become shareholders of the bank. And remember that UBA operates not just in Nigeria, operates in 19 other African countries, and they've been yearning to become shareholders of the bank.
The performance of 2023 is such a big performance. So there's nothing stopping us. We are moving forward. The performance of 2024, 2025 will only be better. And then more dividends will pay to shareholders.
Far-reaching resolutions were also adopted to position the bank for greater heights. UBA prides itself on operating in 20 African countries, in addition to America, the UK, United Arab Emirates, and France. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulue, NTA News.
Benny Adams brings us more updates from the world of business. Hello, Benny.
Thank you, Lami. And still talking business, Nigeria's gross domestic product, talking about the GDP, grew by 2.98% in the first quarter of 2024. The latest data from the National Bureau of Statistics this Friday shows that the growth rate is lower than 3.46% recorded in the fourth quarter of 2023. It is higher than 2.31% recorded in the same quarter in 2023. The data further shows that the performance of GDP in the first quarter of 2024 was driven mainly by the services sector, which recorded a growth of 4.32% and contributed 58.4% to the aggregate GDP. The agriculture sector grew by 0.18% from the growth of 0.90% recorded in the first quarter of 2023. Analysts had earlier projected that the economy would grow faster compared to the period of last year on the back of the expansion in the monthly purchasing managers indices, that is, the PMI. And now talking energy, oil prices extended losses on Friday, pressured by lingering concerns that sticky inflation could prolong high interest rates and cap fuel demand. The Brent crude futures fell 58 cents to $80.78 a barrel. The U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were down 59 cents at $76.28. Both benchmarks settled at a multi-month lows on Thursday, with Brent closing at its weakest since February 7th and U.S. crude at its lowest since February 23rd. And taking a look at investment in the Nigerian Stock Exchange, at the end of last weekday of trading on the exchange, a total of 769 million shares in 7,585 deals, corresponding to a market value of 15.7 billion naira, were traded. Today's data shows 143 improvement in volume, 104% improvement in turnover, but 3% decline in deals. The current market capitalization is 55.2 trillion naira. On the aggregate, 123 listed equities participated in trading, ending with 16 gainers and 20 losers. Eco Transnational recorded the highest volume of 555 million traded shares, followed by United Bank for Africa and Zenith Bank with 24.1 million. Well, that is business news. Network News continues.
Thank you, Benny. Now, with the release of the preliminary report by the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, NSIB, on the incident involving Dana Airlines, which occurred on a runway at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, on 23rd April 2024. The agency is urging all airlines operating in Nigeria to strictly comply with the stipulated guidelines to avoid future occurrence. The Director General of NSIB, Alex Badi, said this while presenting the first quarter report of the agency at a media parley in Abuja. Aliu Kabir has details.
The incident occurred around 9 a.m. local time. The plane departed Abuja at about 8:20 in the morning and arrived in Lagos around 9:20 a.m. on April 23, 2024. On board the aircraft were 82 passengers and 6 crew members. No injury or fatality was recorded. The NSIB investigation team revealed that the flight crew were properly licensed. The aircraft had a valid certificate. The bureau added The crew followed established procedures when the incident occurred, as the captain ordered an evacuation due to safety concerns. Passengers and crew exited safely using the forward service door and deployed escape slide.
We can collectively strive towards a safer and more secure environment by fostering collaboration, cooperation, and open communication.
During the landing roll, the crew stated that there was severe vibration accompanied by loud noise coming from the nose landing gear area, which remained extended until aircraft speed was 80 knots before it collapsed.
Similarly, NSIB has released a final report involving aircraft belonging to Airpeace Limited, which occurred in Kaduna Airport on 14th January 2021, as well as the ground collision between lavatory service truck operated by Skyway Aviation and Boeing 737 aircraft operated by Max Air Limited, which occurred at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on the 21st November 2021. The DG further stated that the agency remains committed towards enhancing safety and security in the aviation industry, adding that the detailed information of the investigation is available on the NSIB's website. In Abuja, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
Integrated medicine experts are calling for collaboration among orthodox health practitioners and complementary alternative health caregivers in the diagnosis and treatment of patients. President, West African Society of Integrated Medicine, Dr. Kojo Kari, said this in a presentation on the application of integrated medicine in acute and life-threatening conditions at 2 tertiary health institutions in Benue State. Blessing Meche reports.
Integrative medicine, which is a combination of therapies and lifestyle changes to treat and heal, focuses on the complete mind, body, soul, and uses evidence-based approaches for health and wellness. Over the years, the practice of integrative medicine has gained prominence in Nigeria and continued to contribute to strengthening the nation's health sector. President, West African Society of Integrative Medicine, Dr. Kojo Kari, and his team members during the presentation outlined the role of integrative medicine and the benefits derivable from the practice.
We sort of bring this to them as an eye-opener, that integrative medicine works and that the mandate has been given for its use by the West African College of Physicians and also WHO.
This is the first time that we're coming up to a tertiary, institute like this, to talk to the young doctors. The goal is that we get them stimulated and they can learn this and they really take over from us. The WHO has made a final call that the 3 facets of healthcare should come together. That is traditional medicine, complementary alternative medicine, and orthodox medicine should come together for a holistic approach to the patient outcome.
Heads of Department Family Medicine, Benue State University Hospital, and the Federal Medical Center Makurdi appreciated the team for the presentation, as it is an eye-opener.
A lot has been meant, and I can see the residents in the department, the consultants, all want to learn more. I also want to put this into practice.
They come to stimulate us and to sensitize us on the need to embrace integrated medicine, which is where the world is facing now.
The presentation is with the theme, Application of Integrative Medicine in Acute, Chronic and Life-Threatening Conditions. In Makurdi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
Let's now join Deola for stories from in and around Lagos. Hello, Deola.
Lami, good to see you. Those in the construction business are in for a hard time as Lagos State government is coming down hard on violators of building code to sanitize the state of illegal structures. Our correspondent reports that government through its regulatory agencies have been embarking on a series of demolition to reduce incidences of building collapse and other environmental hazards leading to loss of lives and property, especially as the rainy season sets in. The backbone upon which the infrastructure of a nation is built upon is construction. From roads and bridges to homes and commercial spaces, the construction sector plays an indispensable role in shaping the economic, social, and environmental landscape of any nation. And regulating its construction is intended to protect lives, people's safety, health, and welfare in and around buildings. Globally, demolition of building structures takes place. It is either as a result of development process, or the structure was built illegally without following due process, or built on channels created to prevent environmental disasters such as flooding or the likes. Nipping this in the bud, therefore, calls for sensitization on capacity building, continuous enlightenment on ensuring quality building materials are used, and obtaining necessary approvals.
Try to bribe people so that you can build in unauthorized places, because you may regret this sometimes down the lane.
This the Lagos State government is embarking upon and is calling on residents in the state to ensure that building standards are maintained. Planning authority and developers' communication must be improved upon, while drainages must be given adequate consideration, else face the long arm of the law.
We are going to prosecute the landlord, we are going to put them in jail, and the developer, because they are called the daredevil, they believe that nothing will happen. So anybody that says nothing will happen, let's deal with it. This is not a matter of you are the GM friend or you are commissioner's friend. It's a matter of the law.
The Lagos State government is also not negotiating with violators, as it will continue to bring down illegal structures within the metropolis in its bid to remodel and ensure proper town planning. Now, relief has finally come the way of patients who suffer hypothyroid disease in Nigeria, as Merck Pharmaceutical and Life Science Limited continues to inspire lives through delivery of quality health care to millions around the world. The company unveiled Euthyrox, a brand of levothyroxine for the management of hypothyroidism, at a public launch in Lagos. That was the official launch of Euthyrox into the Nigerian pharmaceutical market, the first registered levothyroxine precision drug for the treatment of hypothyroidism.
It's very affordable. We have a preparation that comes 100 tablets in one pack, which serves most patients for about 3 months or 4 months. And the average range of, there are 3 strengths, 25 micrograms, 50 micrograms and 100 micrograms.
The product is specifically designed to ensure consistent distribution of the active ingredients in every tablet.
This gives the precise treatment, because if you go excess or you go lower level, the patient might end with cardiovascular diseases or bone fractures.
Wife of a Lagos State governor represented says government will continue to partner relevant organizations towards finding solutions to improve the health of Lagosians.
Our hospitals are going to have them. When the patient comes, they'll get them and they'll be readily available and accessible.
Experts say Euthyrox is a cutting-edge product with high ethical treatment properties.
Nigeria has probably between 2 to 6 million people that also have thyroid disease. Unfortunately, about 60 to 80% of them are not diagnosed. And those that are diagnosed, most of them are not properly controlled.
And also the availability of accurate medications. So what this event today has done is that a reputed company is bringing a brand medication that should provide stable levels to people with hypothyroidism in this country.
Merck operates 3 major areas of medicine with strong presence in Africa and more than 66 countries in the world. And those are the stories from Lagos. The news will continue after this timeout. Please stay with us.
You're welcome back. Outgoing Co-Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Dauda Alibiu, says the Corps recorded 22% reduction in road traffic crashes, injuries and fatalities between June 2022 to date. This was part of the achievements he reeled out during a parade organized in his honor at the national headquarters of the Corps in Abuja. Oyeyemi Ajayi has details.
A cherry clap for a job well done by the outgoing commercial Federal Road Safety Corps, Dauda Bill. Top on his priority list when he assumed office was the welfare of staff, and that reflected on the approval of the conversion of 500 marshals to officers cadre, as well as approval of 500 personnel to proceed on further studies, some of whom were stagnated on the same rank for 14 years before he assumed office. This is aside employment of 3,537 personnel. There was also a 37% increase in the number of crash victims rescued alive from 26,180 in 2022 to 35,788 in 2023.
We have also improved our emergency and rescue services, crash investigation, safety audit, and then we have also developed policy on speed limiting device.
The outgoing commercial applauded the management and the entire staff of the Corps for the cooperation received throughout the duration of his leadership, extolling that his administration was able to achieve reasonable mileage because of the passion, commitment and resilience of the entire workforce. Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
The National Coordinator, National Counter-Terrorism Center, Office of the National Security Advisor, Major General Adamu Garbalaka, has expressed the need for unwavering dedication and collective action in the fight against terrorism and organized crimes. General Laka expressed this need in Abuja at the two-day workshop and plenary meeting of the Global Counter-Terrorism Forum, Criminal Justice and Rule of Law Working Group under its co-chairs Nigeria and Italy, with the theme Good Practices for the Protection of Witnesses and Criminal Justice Officials. The national coordinator urged countries under the umbrella of the Global Counter-Terrorism Forum to harness the power of collaboration and cooperation in advancing their shared goals of justice, security and peace. He noted that the imperative of protecting witnesses and criminal justice officials who play pivotal roles in the investigation, prosecution and adjudication of terrorism-related cases is necessary. General Laka stated that the latest joint mandate between Nigeria and Italy has been extended from 2024 to 2026. Let's go for another break. Do stay. Thank you for staying. Let's now join Gift George for Sports Updates.
Nigeria's Super Eagles head coach Finidi George has called up 23 players to prosecute the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against the Bafana of South Africa and Cheetahs of Benin Republic. Top on the list are African Player of the Year Victor Osimhen, Europa League winner Ademola Lookman, Wilfred Ndidi, and Chippa United goalkeeper Stanley Wabale. Others are Calvin Bassey, Semi Ajayi, Alex Iwobi, Victor Boniface, Kelechi Iheanacho, while Udinese goalkeeper Maduka Okoye gets a recall.
We know it's a difficult game. We played against South Africa in the concluded AFCON, but we know if our players give that 100% that we see them do in Europe, we will not have problems, in winning that game.
So the Nigerian Premier Football League. The Nigerian Premier Football League resumes Sunday, May 2026, 2024, with two interesting matches. Plateau United will host Niger Tornadoes, while Abia Warriors welcomes defending champions Eyimba in the Abia Derby. To special football, the Special Eagles of Nigeria have qualified for the semi-finals of the ongoing Africa Amputee Football Cup of Nations in Cairo, Egypt. The Special Eagles beat Liberia by 2-1 in a closely contested match. Nigeria's victory sets up a challenge in semi-finals against tournament favourite Morocco. Beyond reaching the semi-finals, the Special Eagles of Nigeria have secured a spot in the 2026 Amputee World Cup. In handball, results from match day 10 in the ongoing Andova Handball Premier League in Benin City, Edo State shows that in the female category, Rima Queens lost to Imo Grasshoppers 38-40 and Tangerine Academy beat Kano Pillars 27-22 amongst other matches. Sports Update, Gift George, NTA News.
And that's Network News for today. We thank you for watching. Do have a beautiful weekend. I am Lami Ali.